Today I fucked up by not knowing how to behave appropriately at a house party full of complete strangers. Obligatory didn't just happen, but 8 years ago. Me, 18, girlfriend at the time just started uni. She was moving up north to stay in a student apartment. Wanted me to come and meet the gang. I have terrible social anxiety. So I get up there, and obviously the night starts with drinks. They're all poor students, so drinks in the apartment. Drinking games ensue. Now, I'm awkward and don't really know how to start a decent chat with a stranger. So what do? I hit the hard liquor. Hard. Anyone ever played that game Roxanne, where you listen to Roxanne by the Police and drink when he says Roxanne? I start this with straight vodka. Now it was by ob, so I'd brought a 70 centiliters of vodka with me which I intended to share. Did I? Nah man, I drank it within 40-ish minutes of arriving. The last thing I recall of that night was shuffling cards. I woke up next morning in a bed, really comfy. My first thought, fuck, I'm comfy. Where the fuck am I? I roll over and see my girlfriend on the floor. I reach over and shake her, and at the same time also silently notice that my head feels like it was recently rattled with a hammer. Fuck off. Don't fucking touch me. Obviously when this is what you're greeted with in the morning, you immediately begin to panic. I ask what I've done wrong and I get the response, "You're covered in your own sick." I hastily rip the covers off me. Context: I was wearing a blue/white tie-dye t-shirt that night. My t-shirt was now green and yellow. My jeans were damp. I asked what the fuck happened last night, and this is what I am told. Remember when I was shuffling cards? Well, apparently I blacked out. I just fell to one side on the couch and went unresponsive. Everyone freaked the fuck out. Two of the guys took my arms and legs and carried me to my girlfriend's room. They lay me on the floor, at which point I woke up very suddenly and exclaimed that I needed to spew. Before anyone could even move to grab a bucket, I threw up down myself and curled into a ball where I continued to vomit. Stopped after producing a few puddles of vodka-infused stomach juice and said I needed to go to the toilet. My girlfriend's room was en suite, so she helped me up and I somehow staggered through. Now the next part is just theorized to a point, but I was informed that this is likely the events that happened. I went into the bathroom, pulled my jeans down, began to piss fine. My girlfriend knocked after an appropriate amount of time and asked if I was okay and if she could come in. I apparently said yes, but I was still pissing and had no clue what had just been asked, so I just said yes. My girlfriend entered, much to my horror. I spun around on the spot with the grace of 1,000 drunken kung fu masters, all the while still pissing and showering the floor in urine while aiming my pecker at my girlfriend. She screamed. Understandably, the piss was making the tile floor like an ice rink for my Converse, and thus, I slip in my piss, cock still in hand, fall and hit my head off the toilet cistern, reach out to grab something on the way down and inadvertently push the shower door open and crack myself in the side of the head with the swinging open door. I then pass out. So, my girlfriend had to just pull up my pissy jeans, then ask two dudes she'd known less than 48 hours to help her carry her piss-soaked, vomit-covered boyfriend into her bed. I went back to visit twice after that. My girlfriend then started cheating on me with one of the dudes. I barely drank since, and while thinking about it, I could have died at multiple points that night. Too long didn't read, had a drink to calm the nerves at a party and inadvertently pissed myself, gave myself concussion and most likely added a few nails to my then relationship's coffin. My biggest shock was that your girlfriend's room had an ensuite. We felt lucky our doors had locks. It's fairly common to have an ensuite in UK halls. They are very small, but Op would have been able to simultaneously shit into the toilet and spew into the sink, then fall 2 feet into the shower. It's a pretty decent setup for students. Main issue is the shower has a button you need to push for like 10 seconds of water, so you need to rig up a belt to keep the water on. So, my girlfriend had to just pull up my pissy jeans, then ask two dudes she'd known less than 48 hours to help her carry her piss-soaked, vomit-covered boyfriend into her bed. My girlfriend then started cheating on me with one of the dudes. Man, I feel bad for you, but if a guy takes time out of his day to help lug your vomit-covered drunk boyfriend around, when you barely know him, that's pretty good of him. Yeah, that's boyfriend material right there. OP, pisses while spinning. My brain, you cannot handle the true power of spin shitzu. Sounds like a steep learning curve. You drank a 70 centiliters bottle of vodka in 40 minutes, aged 18 and presumably skinny as a rake. You're lucky you're not dead, mate. Today I fucked up by hiding the receipt to the engagement ring I just bought poorly. My GF found it while I was at work. This happened literally an hour ago. I still don't know how to process this. Do I own it, or do I pretend like I don't know what she's talking about? So I bought this engagement ring for my girlfriend a couple of weeks ago. I've been waiting for the jeweler to finish up the ring so that I can pick up the final product. The jeweler instructed me to hold on to the receipt until I took delivery. So I did as any stupid man would do. I folded up the receipt, hid it in the pocket of my favorite hoodie, and stuck the hoodie in the back of the closet. I just got done working 12 hours and I came home to find that she had done the laundry and very nicely refolded all of my clothes. Much to my dismay, I found the receipt sitting on the bedside table, and not in the pocket of the hoodie that I left it in. She knows. She won't admit it, but she knows. WTF do I do? Do I own it, or do I just play along with it? Yes, I'm an idiot for not hiding it better. Crucify me for my stupidity, but please offer some decent advice. Yours truly, a genuinely freaking out gentleman. Too long didn't read. I hid the receipt to the engagement ring I just bought poorly and my girlfriend found it. What the hell am I supposed to do now? Edit. For those of you asking, I'll definitely give you an update in a few weeks. Thank you for all of the advice. Well, I feel like the engagement should never be a surprise, but the proposal should. Assume you two have talked or planned for marriage/life together, so having a ring is something she'd most likely expect if you have already agreed you two want to marry each other one day. But she didn't see the actual ring, right? So that's still a surprise. She doesn't know how you're going to propose. That's still a surprise. She doesn't know when you're going to propose. That's still a surprise too. If anything, you could look at this as a way to ease your mind a little bit. If she wasn't planning on saying yes, she probably wouldn't have been excited or would have straight up talked to you and said she wanted you to return the ring because she would say no if you asked. Still, all she knows is you have a ring ready. She doesn't know anything else. If anything, it'll be a funny joke/story between you two one day. Maybe you could tell it at your wedding how she found her receipt and you were so flustered thinking you ruined the whole surprise, but it obviously turned out okay. If she loves you and you love her, it shouldn't matter. If anything, she's probably really happy and can't wait for you to do it. I'm sure that whatever you were planning will still work and you will be really happy in marriage. I really hope so. I've known she's my person for a long time. I've finally gotten to the point where I'm comfortable making sure she is my person for the long haul. Maybe she didn't read it. You'll know soon enough. She'll have a tell if she knows what it was. I just asked if she put the receipt there. All I got was a very devious smile. This happened to me. I always check the mail, and the jeweler mailed him a folder with appraisal information and other stuff. Didn't say anything. She probably won't either. Just continue with your proposal plans and enjoy married life. Did you ever find your Christmas presents early when you were a kid, and find that you were getting something you wanted? Did that ruin everything? No, the anticipation and excitement was still there. Just pretend like she didn't find out and proceed with your plans. It will be fun regardless. Today I fucked up by inadvertently helping my daughter make my son crap his pants. My oldest two children are close in age and both very athletic, so competition between them has always come naturally and they are always trying to show each other up. Unfortunately for my daughter, my son had the advantage of that wonder molecule, testosterone. So the gap in physical ability has been widening ever since they hit puberty. So, for the sake of fairness and my own entertainment, I've taken it upon myself to occasionally mess with my son to give her an edge. I never get involved directly so that if she beats him it's fair and square, but I will loudly talk trash to him, accidentally get in his way, or every now and then throw something soft at him as a distraction. It's not like I'm sabotaging him, just making things a bit more even. Which brings us to today's main event. The two of them were doing yard work which devolved into my son dumping leaves on my daughter, which devolved into dueling with rakes, which devolved into a straight up wrestling match on the lawn. I remembered overhearing my daughter teasing him about some friend that he has a crush on, so I popped my head out and yelled to him, "Hey, son, someone named Crush is calling your phone, should I answer it?" And like the hormone-crazed teenager he immediately forgot the battle with his sister and popped up with this look of bewildered and anxious joy in his eyes. His phone was still in his pocket at the time, BTW, which was just enough time for my little girl to tackle him hard. We're talking a shoulder in his gut so nasty that Ray Lewis would have winced, a drop so fierce that the impact from his ass hitting the ground should have left a crater, and a shock to my son so bad that he shit his pants right then and there. Despite the initial embarrassment, he took it rather well and was able to laugh about it after he changed. I think I might be done helping her out because she can now hold this over him for the rest of their lives. Too long didn't read. I distracted my son just long enough for my daughter to tackle him hard enough to poop himself. Edit: there's been some criticism about me being unfair to my son or coddling my daughter, and I'd rather not reply to each negative comment individually, so here's an earlier reply that sums it up decently. He knows exactly what I'm doing and is old enough to understand why. They've been competitive since they could walk, and he knows that I'm not just going to let him run away with wins because he won the chromosome lottery as far as size is concerned. At the same time, my daughter is old enough to understand that I'm not there to bail her out, and if I don't see her giving her all, I'm not helping. Yo, despite what some people may say to the contrary, this was healthy and your kids are bonded for life. This made my day. She literally knocked the shit out of him. My initial instinct was to comment just like her daddy taught her, but that sounds horrific, so I'm just going to go with "you're goddamn right she did." If you can't shit your pants in front of your family, are you even family? There's the holiday story for the rest of their lives. I know, right? At this rate it looks like he's going to end up significantly larger than her too, so it's just going to get funnier as they mature. Best today I fucked up in a while. Smiley face.